Is an ecologist and founder of the organization that aims to preserve the Amazon rainforest as well as protect and rehabilitate the wildlife that is there. It's a mission chronicled in the Amazon Prime documentary Wildcat. Take a look.
I'm in this most beautiful place in the world, and I can't be happy.
And then I met Sam. That's when my life really took a turn.
This is Keanu, our ocelot rescue. He will be reintroduced into the wild in 1.5 years.
I didn't know if it was going to be doable.
Their alternative is living a life in the zoo or dying in a much worse way.
Okay, I was sold at baby Keanu. Hoja Nueva founder Samantha Zwicker joins us now. Samantha, it's so good to see you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
This is an intimate look at your work rescuing and rehabilitating key species in the wildlife in Peruvian Amazon. Tell us how this whole thing started and how did you end up in Peru?
Well, I ended up in Peru because I always wanted to study elusive species and keystone species, like you said. So I did an internship. It kind of led to exploring Las Piedras, which is a very important but unprotected region. And I started Hoja Nueva in 2015, and it's grown greatly. And with the help of this film, we'll hopefully be able to grow even more.
Your documentary focuses on 2 ocelots named Keanu and Khan, we just kind of saw there in the clip, as well as your partnership with Harry Turner. Harry is a former British soldier struggling with PTSD, who in trying to rehabilitate Keanu tries to find healing in that, which is lovely. How did the idea for this film come about?
Well, honestly, when we first got Khan, we weren't a rescue center. We were just trying to do what was right for one individual wildcat, and we looked for resources. We talked to a couple of biologists, specialists who said, the best option is do it yourselves. And here's a couple of tips, but it hasn't been done before. So, document it. And so I kind of invested in some camera gear, and we tried to document it the best we possibly could so that potentially other people could do something similar in the future. And then we met the filmmakers maybe 2 years after that. And what was supposed to be a short documentary about Khan's life turned out to be a feature-length film as soon as we found Keanu.
We have a clip here with Keanu. Let's take a look.
This little dude is Keanu. And he is our second ocelot rescue. He will be reintroduced into the wild in about 1.5 years, and he will be a very aggressive wildcat.
So we learned a lot about some of the challenges in rewilding ocelots. Before we get into the particulars, talk about ocelots for a minute.
Yeah, so ocelots they're relatively understudied. We do know a little bit more about them than we do margays or jaguarundis, for example, but they are a mesopredator. They're actually in the mid-range. We have 5 wildcats in the region of Las Piedras, and they're right in the middle. So they're around maybe 35, maximum 40 pounds. It's a pretty big cat, so the size of a dog. They're mostly nocturnal, crepuscular. They eat, anything from rodents to reptiles. And I mean, they're a hypercarnivore. They're a very, very successful predator.
What about the behavior, say the interaction, the relationship between ocelots and humans, and you?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the film, you see a relationship between Harry and Keanu, and we actually don't use that type of management anymore. We've rescued and released 6 wildcats since Keanu, and we have 20 cats in our care, and it's just, I mean, we've come to realize the importance of their enclosures and really just modifying their kind of captive environment to be as wild as possible and really just relying on the natural environment to do that. So we've really minimized our human contact. You can see such a strong relationship in the film, and we've realized with time that relationship we should really start to break off around 4 months. It's hard when you receive baby cats because baby animals in general, they need love, they need attention. You can kind of sense it. They need a reason to live.
You mentioned Harry. I want to talk a little bit about that. Harry's a veteran we mentioned who struggles with his mental health as a result of his tour in Afghanistan. Rehabilitating Keanu and being in the Amazon seems to give Harry a sense of peace. How did that work? How was that relationship?
I think, it's similar to a lot of people. It's similar to myself. He came to the Amazon for a purpose, which was to find a higher purpose, something else to focus on, to give him, a reason to live in the beginning. And in the beginning, he really was the best candidate for raising a wildcat. It's something that takes a number of years. You have a wildlife rehabilitation specialist now, like on our team. You have to dedicate 1.5 years, 2 years of your life to these animals. And not a lot of people are willing to do that, or were willing to do that at this time.
Samantha, thank you so much. And I think thank you for opening our eyes to something that, not everybody is focused on. It's important work. I really do appreciate it. The documentary Wildcat is now streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.